feel like a never-ending cycle of past due bills, high interest rates, and even collection calls. You want a way out, but most companies only deal with certain kinds of debt or offer quick fixes and even dangerous solutions that can destroy your credit and put you right back where you started. At Family Credit Management, we do things differently. First, we'll review your credit report to access who and what you owe. Then, we'll create a repayment plan that's in budget, lowers interest, and eliminates fees. We'll give you a roadmap out of debt once and for all by consolidating all your unsecured debt from all your creditors in our debt management program. You pay us once a month, and we work with your creditors to take care of the rest. For over 20 years, we've been helping clients get back on track to financial independence. Now it's your turn. Get your free quote today.
Hi, I'm so excited that you can join me. My name is Letitia Griffin, and I am here again to talk to you about your finances. Again, very excited for you to join me. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. We've been focusing on a lot of topics over the years, a lot of financial topics, but right now, one thing that I do want to talk to you about and focus on is just your overall financial health and wellness. We are all seriously still recovering from the pandemic, and we're feeling every bit of it as far as stress goes in our finances, in our budget, and just trying to maintain and be able to live and not live paycheck to paycheck. So we're working on getting those things back together. But right now, we see that there has been a huge increase in our everyday living situations. Grocery prices are up. We've got gas prices that are up. And even interest rates for loans that we're going to get and we're trying to get right now, we're seeing those spike. We are seeing higher interest rates in mortgage loans. And we want to be able to live and not let those things affect us and keep us bound like they have been in the past. So we're going to be looking at some creative ways or ideas for things for you to do. We're also going to take a moment to focus on what you can do so that it does not control you and looking at your budget just a little bit more. Again, we've all been seeing it, so I want to make sure that we talk about this because this is actually a huge part of your financial stress, and want to make sure that you are prepared and can tackle anything that you may come up against. Now, if you need assistance, I want to introduce you to the Family Credit website so that you know where you can go to get help. And that website is familycredit.org. Use that as a resource because it is there for your help. You can use that website. You can contact a counselor. You can do a chat with the counselor, and they're there and they're available to assist you. And you can call them and speak with the counselor at 800-994-3328. Counselors are good at reviewing your budget, going over your individual situation, and just giving you some helpful tips and pointers on making your ends meet. Resources in the area that will help you with your budget, and also how to deal with your creditors and with the different utility companies or lenders that you may face some strong apprehension up against. So that website is available, familycredit.org. Again, the number is 800-994-3328. Now, we want to make sure that with everything there, you can look at your budget and know what you're getting yourselves into. So the first step that we want to do is just make sure you know the income that's coming into your household. Take a huge look at that. Look at everything that you have coming in, but when you're paying attention to your paychecks, make sure you look at your net expenses. Your net income. on your paycheck. It gives you your gross income of what you think you're going to make. Everybody thinks that they're probably going to be making like $20 an hour, working 40 hours a week, and then that's how much you're going to get paid. But no, when you actually get your paycheck, a lot of times it's a lot less than that. And they have to take out taxes. There'll be some other things that come out of your paycheck. And so you want to pay attention, make sure that you know that you're focusing your budget off of your net income. That gives you a clear picture. Now, over the past few months, we've noticed that with dealing with your expenses, sometimes things may seem to be getting hard. A lot of times the utilities are showing that they're skyrocketing. So we want to take a look at our utility bills. And it may be a good idea to take a look at your utility bills and compare the ones now that you're getting with what happened last year too. So you want to take a look at that and notice any changes that you may see. Are you using more? Are your bills higher now? Also, looking at your monthly mortgage or rent payment too. Think about that. If you have a mortgage that you're struggling to make each and every single month, and things are getting tighter for you, there is help out there. You can talk to your lenders and see if they offer any assistance, because the last thing they want you to do is to go into foreclosure. And a lot of the different lenders or the banks or whoever's handling the loan, they do have programs and options out there to help you, because they don't want you to go into foreclosure. So you can give them a call, see what options you have available. Also, here in Illinois, if you are struggling to make your mortgage payment, IDA, the Illinois Housing Development Authority, IDA, they have mortgage assistance that is coming out and available to help you. It's supposed to be coming out in the month of April. You do need to look on their website, which is idamortgage.org, and see when it's available, when it'll be available in your area. Now, you do need to register for a course. They're going to take an overview of home ownership, and you do need to register and attend one of their sessions. It is virtual, but then you can sign up to see if you can get some help with your mortgage if you are struggling with those payments. If you're struggling to pay your rent, right now there is landlord and tenant assistance available to help with that as well. You do need to look at the county that you're living in and see what assistance you qualify for, but there is help out there. You just need to know where to go to get that help. So those are two great resources if you are struggling with your home payment, if you're struggling with your mortgage, if you're struggling with your rent. And again, one of the things that you can look at, if you do have a high mortgage, or you feel like you've been in your home for a while and you still right now you're struggling to make that payment, make ends meet, take a look at your mortgage payment and see how it's broken up. Now, a lot of times with your mortgage, you're paying your mortgage directly to your lender. You are paying property taxes, and you're paying what's considered your homeowner's insurance or your escrows through one single payment that you make to your lender. And the lender breaks that up and sends it out to the different places for you. Now, sometimes we notice that we might have been doing this for a long time and we could have gotten a home, and so now our property taxes may change. If our property taxes are going to increase, that means your mortgage payment is going to go up. But keep this in mind too. You can also look at your homeowner's insurance and see if that's something that you can look at reducing. If you've had your policy for a while, sometimes there's ways that your insurance agent is able to get that payment down for you. And you just need to talk to them, see about doing that, because that will reduce your overall mortgage payment as well. I've spoken with representatives. I've spoken with actually a client that I helped out a few weeks ago, been in the home for almost 30 years, and they were making such a high homeowner's insurance payment each month, but they forgot about it because it's already rolled into their mortgage, so they're not thinking about it. Turns out they were paying up to $2,000 per year too much, so they were able to reduce their mortgage payment by over $200 a month because now they were able to get that reduced. So wouldn't that be something great that you can look into to see if there's a way to reduce your mortgage payment like that? You can't really reduce your principal and interest without refinancing. Rates are a little bit higher than they have been, so that might not be an option. But look at the homeowner's insurance. Also, if you are struggling again to make that mortgage payment, look at other ways for you to reduce your budget. We talked about looking at your utilities and your utility bills, comparing them with last year. So with the utility companies, right now, LIHEAP is available, and they're open to helping those consumers that are struggling, if you're struggling to pay your light bill or your gas bill. And sometimes in certain areas, they can help you with your water bill too. And we all know sometimes the water bill can get a little bit high. So you might want to reach out to LIHEAP and see if you are available for any type of assistance that they have to offer. The other thing you can do is contact your utility companies directly. If you call them directly and see what type of help they have to offer, I'm sure you'll find out. All the utility companies set up different types of programs within the organization for them to help you if you're struggling with your bills. Sometimes they'll automatically do it, but sometimes if you call and see what you qualify for, or look online at their website and see what you qualify for, they can give you help that way too. So there is help out there. You just got to do a little bit of research. If you're still struggling with your budget, you can reach out and talk to a certified counselor. Reach out to the website at familycredit.org, or give a counselor a call at 800-994-3328. Yeah, with the cost of living going up, we just want to make sure that you are okay and you can afford your daily living expenses. The goal again is to have money left over and be able to live and be able to save, because we want that financial freedom. Also, having that financial freedom helps us not only in our dreams of home ownership, but if you're looking to start a business, if you want to take vacations, even just living stress-free. So that's why the foundation of this is a budget, a spending plan. We use that term now. We want to look at our spending plans, make sure that we track our habits, know what's important to us, those things that we need to take care of each and every single month, and then look for those things that we don't even need or that we just might want, those extra things that we spend each and every single month, those money wasters that are out there that we can get rid of. And if you can't get rid of it, look at a way to cut down on it. We'll talk about that in a bit too. So we just talked about the utility help. We talked about looking out for mortgage and rental assistance. Also, with looking at your budget, you want to make sure that you can afford your monthly debt expenses. So if you have credit cards out there, if you have loans, even medical bills that you're struggling to pay, you want to make sure that you can afford those as well. And you want to look at your budget, see how much you're paying out each and every single month. If there's any extra that you can put towards some of your other debt, that would help. But you've got to be disciplined in doing this too. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to do this month and think that your life is going to drastically change. No, you've got to become consistent. It's got to be something that you do repetitively until you get into the habit of doing it. When I first started doing my budget, I did not enjoy sitting down every single month and writing out the same list of expenses, the same income every single time, and trying to make ends meet. It can get stressful. Sometimes you have to start doing that though. Put it down, walk away, and then come back to it. And that's how you can make your budget work, because you've got to be repetitive. You've got to continually do it so that you can live the way you want to live. And as you begin to do it each and every single month, guess what? It becomes less painful and less stressful. Now, if you're looking for a guide or a way to get started with your budget, perfect place to go, the Family Credit website. There's some great tools and manuals there that will help you get your budget together. You can actually download a personal My Spending plan that will help you itemize your expenses. It'll help you figure out what your income is. So those things that we're talking about, they're not so hard to do once you have a guide and you're able to write everything down and follow along. Then we can look at those things, your utilities. How much are you paying there? How much should you be paying? And then we can also look at what are those money wasters that we are using. Because once we actually start looking at our finances, we find out, we just think about those things that we're doing even while we're doing it. What are those things that we're doing each and every single month that we can get rid of? Are we paying too much for certain utilities like we talked about? Are you still paying for cable? Are you streaming? Do you do streaming services? And if so, are you out of control with that? Or do you stick to just the basic ones that you use, or are you using everything? Are you streaming for Netflix, Hulu, but you also got HBO and Cinemax and all of those things that add to your monthly budget? And a lot of times when we see those things out there, we don't think about how much they actually cost. They're so easy to get. You can download it from your Apple Store or from your Google Play Store, and it's only like $5.99 a month here, $12.99 there. But if you look at it and see, are you spending actually more than if you had cable? Or do you have cable and you're still spending that amount? Are these things that you can look at eliminating and seeing if there's other ways or free ways of streaming those things as well? Those are some things that we can think about also. Compare some of the different utility companies out there too. I also had the pleasure of talking with Neighborhood Housing not too long ago, and one of the things that they stated is that a lot of people, when they're looking or thinking about their light bill, you're in the grocery store and you see maybe someone wants you to sign up because this place is offering better prices than if you were to go to Nicor or ComEd directly. And you think about it, and you just get this $100 gift card or whatever they're offering, you sign up thinking that you're saving, but a lot of times that's adding more charges than you ever had before. So really do your homework. See if it actually is cheaper or if it's better just to go directly to those utility companies, because that's an extra expense that you're adding on. Another thing that you check out when you're looking at your utility bills. Are you paying extra for those types of services as well? And these are different ways that we can eliminate those money leaks that we never even thought about that are in our budget, because money leaks are not just shopping. It's so much bigger than that. It's not just going to the grocery store and buying more than you thought. It's a lot bigger than that. What are those things that are coming out of our budget that we don't even realize? Credit card companies had it right a long time ago. They said that their best clients were the ones that looked at their credit, tried to keep everything current, but every now and then they would slip and fall and they may get a late fee. But they'll pay that late fee, and next month they're catching everything back up. Because guess what? The credit card companies can make money off of that. Well, now we see other places are picking up on that when you have those subscription services that you didn't even think about or felt like you didn't need, but maybe you just needed to download something one quick time. And now they can bill you every single month, $12.99, $15.99, and you're not thinking about it because guess what? You forgot to turn that service off. But it's a money drain. It's something that you're not using and something that you can quickly eliminate and save. And you may think, well, it's just $15 every single month. But guess what? That's still playing into your budget. It's still causing you money that you could have put towards something else, that you could have put towards paying off your debt, that you could have put towards your vacation. Think about it. If you're on vacation and you run out of money or you want something to eat, that $15 is a meal right there just for you. So these are ways that we can save each month that we're not even thinking about. Also, there's other different things that we can look at as far as saving to tracking our budget. There's apps available. We all have smartphones. There's apps that will track different things for you. And I know that we are very concerned about our privacy too. So I know that it is a huge concern, and you have every right to be concerned about that. But you want to make sure that the apps that you're using actually do keep your information secure. And you want to see what the benefit is to you. Is it something that you have to pay for? Now, if it's most likely an app to track your budget and you have to pay for it, you can probably find a free version out there or something else that you can use. Then there are some apps that do allow you to save points or will offer you gift cards so that you're saving money, like to your favorite grocery store. A lot of the grocery stores out there do have apps themselves that will allow you to save additional money as well. Also, something to think about nowadays, that gas prices are so high. How many times are you actually going out and running to the grocery store? Do those stores have shopping services available too that you can use that are free or less costly than you actually driving to the store on your own too? A lot of those services though, you do have to keep in mind that, are you going to tip? That's something different. But there are different ways that you can look at saving money each and every single month. if you can use an app to get your groceries and you're not spending that extra money on gasoline going out each and every single month and you're satisfied with that, look and see if that's something that you can do. A lot of the grocery stores nowadays, they do offer it, or you can look at a different service like that's out there to help you with that too. So sometimes what we might think of as money drains on our budget, yet again, become ways for us to save money as well. An example of that is that if you use a website or an app like Instacart or something like that directly through your store, they may not charge you for a delivery fee. And is that cheaper than you using your own gasoline? Probably is. But it's up to you to figure out what works for your budget. I am just throwing out some ideas for you so that you can make that conscious decision about whether this is something that will work for you or not. Another thing that you want to keep in mind though, as you're going over your expenses, you're going out what you pay each and every single month, is this affecting your overall credit profile and your credit report as well? How much are you paying out to your creditors each and every single month? Is there some ways for you to save there? And are you using and managing your credit responsibly? When you think about credit, of course, we all think about our credit score, and we don't want anything to affect it. We don't want our credit to go bad. We don't want to have bad credit. We want to keep everything positive. And it's really, really easy and simple for you to get a look at what your credit is like. You can go to annualcreditreport.com to get a copy of your free credit report, and you can get your score there as well. You have access to all of the credit bureaus, which again, annualcreditreport.com, you can find your report for TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You can also go to the credit bureau's websites directly as well. And you want to keep an eye on what your credit looks like. I talk to a lot of people that want to get a home loan or a business loan, or they want to do something more, fix up their home or buy that new furniture, get a new account. And the last thing you want to do is go apply for something and be turned down. So again, always best to look at what your score is, to keep an eye on your score and to monitor it, because now we've got those tools available where we can monitor it for free. There are a lot of services that will ask you to pay for it, and then some of them will offer you a free score, but they may ask you to pay for it later. Some of them will offer you a free score, but it is what's considered an outdated score, an old score, because you're not getting it directly from the bureaus. So you want to make sure you've got current information. Best way to get that directly from the bureaus themselves or through annualcreditreport.com. A lot of people say, hey, what's the difference between if I was to get my credit score on my own and if I was to have someone pull it for me if I were to apply for a loan? Keep in mind, when you get the score on your own, you are looking at an educational score. So it'll be different from what other lenders see. And it could be off a few points here or there. So you want to make sure that you look at it and the score that you see is high enough for you to be approved for credit. And think about it. If you see your own score, and let's say your score is 700, most likely if you were to pull it at a dealership, or you were to have a lender pull it, or you would apply for a credit card company, they're not going to see the same 700. They may see 680. They could see 670. And you never know. So you want to make sure, okay, am I comfortable with that score? If I knock 20, 30 points off, am I still comfortable that I'll get that loan? And you want to make sure that everything is in order, everything looks good on your report. You check out your personal information. You check out each and every single account that's there and do a comparison. You're looking at your credit cards. Make sure that they're all under your credit limits. If you've got a $2,000 credit limit, you really don't want to spend even half of that. You want to stay way under $2,000, maybe spend up to $600 and then begin making those payments on that. Try not to go over that, because anytime you go over 50% of your credit limit, you really do look desperate to your creditors and your score is affected. Your score will drop because you're using that credit. But when you pay your payments next month, guess what? The score is going to go back up. It may take a couple of months to get everything back under control, but it does happen, and you have the ability and the power to do that yourself. If you notice that there's something wrong on it or derogatory remarks, you can fix that yourself. There's a lot of places out there that say that if you pay them how goo gobs of money, they will make your credit better. And keep in mind, there's no crystal ball for credit. There's no way to fix your credit just like that. It takes time, and it takes your work, your hard work. If you want to work with a certified counselor to help you through that, they can look at your report, help set you up on a plan, an action plan to get those things together. And if you're having problems understanding it, the counselors are there. You can reach out to familycredit.org again, or call directly at 800-994-3328. Again, no magic ball, no magic crystal ball to fix your credit. It's up to you to do it. And it does take time. A lot of people think that they can get it done quick, fast, easy, and just pay someone to do it. But no, you really do need to sit down and work through each and every single thing that's listed there, making sure that it's correct, making sure you're staying under your credit limits, making sure you're making your minimum payments at least. And if you can pay more, that is going to work in your favor. So if you set yourself up on a plan where you're paying each and every single month your minimum payments, and then you notice, hey, I've got an extra $20 here, I can put that on another account, and you just add that to maybe one of your lower accounts. If you got a credit card, maybe say about $200 to $500, and you're paying that extra $20 each and every single month on that, you will definitely get it paid off sooner. And you can take that money and roll it over to the next card and the next card, and that's how you keep everything in order. Your accounts still remain open, you are still showing that you're actively using them, and you are making your payments and managing your credit responsibly. Also, you want to look at your cards and make sure that your creditors aren't increasing your rates without you knowing about it. They will send you notice letting you know that those rates have increased, but again, it's up to you to pay attention. They may put it on your monthly statements and just say, hey, in the next 60 days, your interest rate is scheduled to increase. And if you're not paying attention to your statements, you can miss that. A lot of times if that happens, you can call and you can talk to the credit card companies, and sometimes you can work something out where they can keep your rates low. If you are having problems talking to them, you don't know how to talk to your creditors, there are credit counselors that can help you through that as well at 800-994-3328 again, or you can go to the website familycredit.org and get the help that you need. Use Family Credit as a resource. So now, remember, we just talked about you paying attention to your credit report, getting it from annualcreditreport.com, looking at your TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Again, what if something's wrong there? You notice maybe that there are some more collection accounts, or you've got some medical accounts that are popping up on your credit, and you want to get those taken care of too. There's a way to go about doing that as well. And you want to do it, you do need to talk to those lenders, and sometimes you may not feel like talking to them or know what to say. If you've got some medical bills on there, first thing, if you're struggling with medical bills and you need help, first step is to contact the hospital or the network where those bills came from. All hospital networks have charity assistance available to help you tackle those medical bills when you feel you cannot. You may need to send in some information. A lot of times they will require you to send in your tax returns or your pay stubs, something to show what your household income is, and you have to certify that this information that you're giving them is the correct information. But the flip side of that, the upside to giving them that information, is a lot of times they can help knock that debt out for you. A lot of times they can either write some of that balance off or give you some assistance to apply towards that balance, or accept very low monthly payments on that so that you're not left struggling with it alone. That charity assistance is available, and you can reach that through the billing department at all of the hospitals, at networks. Anyone that's calling you about a medical bill, ask for the billing department and get the charity assistance, get the help that you need. If you're struggling with collections, horse of another color. A lot of times you do need some help with dealing with collectors, but a lot of times collectors they're going to try and help you best they can nowadays. They don't want to be known as not caring. They don't want you to report them. They know you have the control over what happens with that account. So they want you to make a payment. And a lot of times, no matter how small the payment is that you can make, you need to let them know what that is. When you're talking to the collection agencies, of course, they're going to throw out a huge number for you to pay each and every single month. But if you can't afford that, you need to let them know. As long as you're paying something on it, that should help. But if you're struggling to make payments with them, you can contact a counselor at familycredit.org. Call 800-994-3328. Get some help, get the assistance, talk with someone that can help walk you through and dealing with those collection agencies as well. Because we want you to get the help and the resources that you need. Another thing, it is tax season. We do need to get those tax returns filed if you have not already. You've got basically 1 month to get it all done. And if you need help, you can contact the IRS directly. They do have counselors on their websites standing by at their 800 number, but you may have to call a few times before you can get some help. You can also contact the Taxpayer Advocate's Office in your area at 877-777-4778. You can get the help that you need as well. So we've talked about a bunch of different resources. I want you to know that your financial health is very serious. Your financial health and awareness is very serious as well. You have to look at not only your physical health, but your financial health and where you fit in. How can you make things better for you? How can you relieve that stress? Because that does play into your physical health. And so if we can look at different ways of making sure our budget is together, making sure we're paying our bills on time and our credit score is strong, that'll help us as we do those things, such as pursue home ownership, get another auto loan, looking to start a business. It all begins here, looking at your finances. What can you afford comfortably, and how well your credit is kept and managed. If you've got any questions at all, feel free to reach out to a counselor at familycredit.org. Call that number, 800-994-3328, and get the help you need. So, again, take some time, look at your budget, your finances. The help is available and is out there. If you've got any questions, feel free to tune back in next time. Check out another show. Call in with your questions or comments, or reach out to a counselor at Family Credit. Have a great day. Thank you.